Hello YouTube, this is Frank, and this is January 14th, 2026, and this is my 101st video and my 4th GPS to chrony video, and we're talking about computers and GPS and chrony, and this is 4 out of 20. And my project, I want to replace GPSD with my project. We're writing to the shared memory and let chrony read the GPS sentences from my project. So now before we start, let's just look at GPS receivers. Before we install any programs, let's just look at the GPS receivers. Now, chrony does not include those NMEA drivers, and my project will replace GPSD. Now let me move my board down and I'll show you what I got. Let's see. I'll put my board down. Let's see. Disclosure, I have no financial, employment, personal, or family relationship with any brand or product. I purchase products that appear in my videos with my money. I'm retired. I put her around. AI was not used in this video. Video summary. I want to read those sentences that are coming in from a GPS receiver and put those into that shared memory so chrony can read those GPS sentences, get the time from it. And I will use a single board computer and some of those micro PCs in this project. The micro PCs, i5, i7. My main focus are those GPS, those inexpensive receivers, $10 to $20. The thumb and the mouse U-blocks receivers. You just plug them into the USB port. Now, in this video, we'll just kind of plug those receivers into the USB port and examine what we can see. Now, it's not very hard to confuse me, but all those receivers and time servers and operating systems, switches and routers. Now I made a table to help me organize those different ways to connect a GPS receiver. And before installing any time servers or software, I want to know what happens if I just plug in a GPS receiver. So that's the main focus of this video. Let's see. Now, I will be using a Dell micro PC. I've only got USB ports in here, and so see, that's the main focus. Is I want to use these micro PCs with just the USB ports. That's the main idea here. And I will be using a i7 8700T. Now, if you don't want to watch the rest of the video, let me show you my table. And this is my attempt at organizing these GPS, how to connect the GPS to a computer. And it's in the dev directory. And there's probably more ways than this, but now this is my project right here. Number one, this is what I'm interested in. The TTY ACM 0 USB ACM. There's cheap U-blocks receivers, $10 to $20. Now there are other ways. That's where you just plug in your receiver to the USB, Now there are other ways. One, in the past, I have used Raspberry Pis, and so what we're talking about with the GPIO are those GPIO pins on a single board computer is what we're talking about. Now, I've also got some of these Libre computer single board computers, kind of the same thing, using the GPIO pins right there to plug in those receivers. Another way, you can use an RS-232 cable, and I think they've got UARTs. See, all of these have UARTs in there. I do not have a receiver for number 4 right here. I don't have a receiver to test any of this. Now there's another way, USB. Those when you plug them in, those receivers. Now some of them do have a UART in there, and it goes through the UART. And they're kind of more expensive. Usually, you'll see them more expensive than these cheap ones over here. Now, also, I kind of wanted to let you know. See, UART right here. I think they all have UARTs communicating to those receivers. Now, on here, it's really not on number 1. See, we really don't have a UART over there we can talk to. They've got a different method, and well, we'll come to that later. Now, also, I wanted to bring this to your attention too, that these UARTs, if you're kind of familiar with these single board computers, some of them have well, I guess all of them have those pins that you can hook, those console TTL. Let me show you this right here. Like these USB to console. Well, I guess it goes on this end right here. Where the pins. The pins kind of hook up to the console pins over there. Now they'll have some of the same chips on those console pins. They'll have those same things in these USB receivers. So I just want I put that up there because you may be familiar with those console USB to TTL cables. So some of them you'll see like that. Let me get on what I see. Yeah, this is my project. I'm kind of interested in those micro PCs and the single board computers. Let's see, and I need to hold on just a second. Oops. The main focus are those i5 6500Ts. I bought for $55. I bought 5 of those for my projects. I did buy a couple of other micro PCs, and I will be using the i7 in this video as a demonstration. Let's see now. Yeah, this is kind of the outline of my project. We're at plug in a GPS. Let's just plug in a GPS and see what we got. Now, just to show you now, I'm going through the Unix advanced programming in the Unix environment book right here, the 3rd edition, and it's a very nice little project that I'm doing. Using the shared memory, all of these little things we can do from the Unix advanced programming in the Unix environment. It's not a very big project, but it's a very interesting one, and to me it is. And also, when we get everything put together, I want to try some settings and statistics at kind of towards the end of our project. And let's see now. Yeah, I just want to putter around with those thumb and mouse GPS receivers. Yeah, main project, I want to use those single board computers and those micro PCs. Hardware used. Hardware in this video, I'm using a refurbished computer. This is one I've been using for my presentation. It's running Windows 10. I've got that i7-8700T that I'll be using. I've got these i5s that I'll be using. Those single board computers, a mouse receiver, and I've got some of those USB to TTL cables. We'll just we may plug those up and see and kind of show you what I'm talking about. This is my network. Well, one of my networks. I've got fiber coming in to a router. I'm in my TV room, and I've got my i7. See, my i7 is right here. And I've also got an i5 and a Tritium over here, and my PC that I'm recording the video on, it's in here in the TV room. Now I've got about a dozen of those GPS receivers and single board computers, and I've got an i5 over there. I've got some GPS pulse per second receivers over there too, so I can kind of get a more accurate when I measure these GPS the times on those. I want to have a kind of a more accurate time. And that's what those are for. Now, all of these are consumer grade components. Let's see now. And now it's kind of a rant now. Yeah, back when I had a job and I was trying to build those time servers, I just didn't have time to do a lot of research, and to me those time server how-tos are just confusing. Let me just I did make a video 93, where I can't describe how confusing it was to me. So let me just kind of tell you what I'm talking about. The time server how-to, introduction to time service, and there is a Strata 1 microserver how-to. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. It's just kind of, I guess I'm just dense, but it's just hard for me to follow what's in there. Now I will have to say more. I'll have to say more to say about those GPSD in later videos. Now, to be fair, now those inexpensive receivers and Linux computers, there's not a lot of documentation that comes with them, very little. And to be more fair, if you see those product descriptions on the Amazon, they may be complete, or they may use the same description for several different versions of a receiver. Now, where do you find good information from these receivers in Linux? Well, for me, I like the Raspberry Pi forums. the Arduino forums and the Arch Linux forums, they have some good information on those receivers. Yeah, there's knowledgeable people in those forums. Now, see these forums right here, there's people in those that want to build things from components, so they can give you a lot of detailed information on those components. That's over my head. So, yeah, now let me just give you an example of what I'm talking about. And notice the year, 2016. This is in the Raspberry Pi forum. And I did not understand that the ACMO 0 device and so the user there, it's not a UART, and that's the Raspberry Pi is what they're talking about right here. But so if I was trying to set the baud on that receiver with that kind of interface, it just had no effect. So it took me a while to figure all this out. But if you ever see in the Raspberry Pi forum, Joan is a very knowledgeable person over there on those Raspberry Pi forums, and I think she's probably got some projects of her own over there. Yeah, this is my interest is that those inexpensive devices. Okay, that's kind of all right. That's kind of wanted to get that, say something about that. But yeah, there's different ways to connect a GPS receiver to a computer. USB, RS-232. There's GPIO, general purpose I/O pins, Bluetooth, and this is that table I was talking about. I kind of got it here again. Yeah, I'm just want a project of those cheap receivers on those micro PCs. Oh, let me see now if I got it. Does this show? Let me see what I need to do right here now. Let me show you this right here. If I can bring this up. I've got this. This is that i5. It was that talking about. See, this right here. I've got chrony on there, and it's what 10 microseconds fast of NTP time. And I believe I wanted to show one more thing here. On my Cortex A53. Let's see, I believe it's this one. And this one is 12, see right there, 12 microseconds fast of NTP time. This is on these consumer grade components that I've got right here. So that's plenty accurate there for me, for my purposes. 12 microseconds. So let me get back over here. I just wanted to show you that in case people were interested. Those are Raspberry Pi. Let me just kind of that's what we're talking about here. Those TTY AMA 0. Now that's in those are, you see those on the Raspberry Pis. Now I have not purchased a Raspberry Pi in 6 years, but they are popular. I'm using the Libra computer. They have the AM Logic chips, those Cortex A53s, and you'll see the TTY AML. See, there's Raspberry Pi, and that's the AM Logic. Let's see now. Oh, show the. Let me show you that what it looks like on a. Let me see here now. I got it. Here it is right here. If I do the ls on the dev directory, and it kind of should be, there it is right there. See right there, TTY AML 6 right there. And that's on the this Libra computer with the AM logic chips in there. Let's see now. Yeah, I don't have any of those TTYS zeros. I think those are RS-232 links. I do have one of these TTY USB 0 receivers, and it's got a prolific technology UART in there. I purchased a couple of years ago, and I have not done a whole lot with it. I did get it to work, but let me show you what I got right here. Let me show you what I got. Let's see, where's it at? I think here it is right here. And so I wanted to do see my ls dev right there. And I think it shows up. Yeah, there it is right there. See, it kind of shows up as TTY USB 0. That's how it shows up. And let's see. Now we can look at that. We can look at that thing several different ways. Well, let me do this right here. It's the udev admin command. Let me get it back over there. This right here, that'll show us some kind of detailed information there. Yeah, see, USB serial controller, prolific technology serial controller. Yeah, prolific technology there. Kind of shows up as it's kind of like these. Let me get this one out here. It's these USB to TTL cables. That's the way that shows up. And then let me plug it into my micro PC, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Because I wanted to show you this right here, to kind of to show you the kind of the details. Oh, let me see where I'm at on my notes. Yeah, let me show you this too right here. Now, with those USB receivers, now they'll have a UART in there, and this one has a prolific logic PL2303. That's a common chip. So let me just kind of show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to do let's just cat that device right there, and let me show you what I'm talking about. See right here, I'm going to cat that device, and it will show it's reading from that USB, and it kind of looks like garbled stuff right there. So you have to kind of play with the settings on your on those devices. I'm going to stop it right here. That's enough, because I wanted to show you that you got to kind of play with this. And And let's do this command right here to show the settings on that. Yeah, this is what we're doing right here. And these are all the settings that you can list the settings on that device with the STTY command. Your baud, all those settings and everything, echo and whatever. So let me kind of show you this too now. I'll show you kind of the way I was when I first installed this. I captured my my input. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I think it's this one right here. See, I captured the history, and I'm going to kind of scroll on down right here. See right here, I was looking at the speed, testing the speed of that USB to UART device there, and I finally figured out that it's 38,400. And then on down here, let me just kind of scroll on down. I was doing some more testing with it. So doing some more testing. And here, see, I put it into raw mode. There we go. There it is right here. So I put it into raw mode and got the speed correct. I think it looks like I may even tried 115/200 there. I don't know. I suppose that worked. I kind of looks like I tried it. But anyway, I wanted to show you that. So let me get back over to my notes. Yeah, I got the speed and the parameters working. Yeah, now those inexpensive, these little inexpensive ones, if you just plug those in, they work. You don't have to really mess around with them too much. Hold on just a second. Okay, the console cables, that's what I was going to try to get to right here. In a Adafruit 954 serial cable, they use a Silicon Labs chip in theirs. Now that receiver that I was talking about, that we were looking at right here on this, let me get back over here to it. On this right here, that had that Prolific Logic chip in there, that PL2303. Now, I think I tried it at 115/200, and I don't think I've ever tried it any faster than that. So, yeah, I've not tried any rates over that. So, I mean, I want you to know I'm not an expert now. I just, I tried it, and I did not save the output, so I'm not sure. And it's been over a year since I've done it, so I'm not sure. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so let me just kind of show you what I'm talking about. I've got that. So here's the micro PC right here. And here's that cable right here. Let me just kind of see. We'll just plug that serial cable in there, and let me jump over here to my. Let me see where I'm at right here. Here it is right here. I think I got it set up to. I got it. Yeah, D message right here. You can try demessage, but if you get the, the operation not permitted, let me show you let me get back to my notes right here. Looks like I got ahead of myself. Let me get back. Looks like I kind of got ahead of myself right here, but let me just kind of show you what I'm talking about. Let's see if I can, pseudo demessage right there. And it should show up in our demessage. See right, yeah, see PL2303, the prolific technology. So that's the same kind of controller that USB that GPS receiver had. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. That's the purpose of that. Now let me get back to my train of thought. Raspberry Pi. Now, I have not purchased those in about 6 years, but they do have good documentation. So let me just, I've got a web page right here. Let me just show you. It's on GitHub, Raspberry Pi documentation. Let me see if I can. ASCII doc, computers, and was it? That's the word. Well, computers. Oh, configuration. And I think down at the bottom, yeah, they've got a UART, a section on UART. So if you wanted to get more information on those UARTs, and those are more specific to Raspberry Pis, but they'll give you some information on UARTs. I know a number of people have Raspberry Pi, so I just kind of wanted to bring that to your attention. So let me get back to my notes. Yeah, I've not purchased any Raspberry Pis in 6 years. Back in COVID, they kind of made those hobbies and tinkerers a low priority, and so I just kind of found another supplier, and I go with Libra computers for my single board computers. Now let me just kind of show you too those USB, because we need to look at those speeds, and I believe it's this table right here. I've got it. If you just kind of scroll down a little bit, and this is low speed, full speed, and high speed. Now on all of these GPS receivers, the fastest I have seen are full speed on those. Now I buy those inexpensive, those cheap receivers, and that is the fastest I have ever seen those things. Now, see, that's USB 2.0, the high speed. I mean, it should be able to go up to 400, 480, but I've never seen that on these receivers, these inexpensive $20 receivers. I've not seen that. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. Yeah, there's full speed is kind of the fastest I've seen. Let's see now. Yeah, you're not really gaining a whole lot. But I haven't been there. I don't know. You know, I've never purchased it. I've never had any of those with the 480, so I don't know. So yeah, see what I'm saying is if I had a choice between an expensive receiver or one of those cheap receivers, I'd just go with the cheap receiver because it you know it's not going to go any faster that I know of. Yeah, let's see now on the plain computer. Now I wanted to look at the USB output from several utilities. Now I kind of wanted to bring this to your attention. UDEV admin. We'll need this in later on in our project, so I wanted to kind of introduce it to right now, because you may be familiar with these other utilities, but we need this one, that UDEV admin. Now, see right here now, right here now on my micro PC, this i7, I do not have chrony or GPS installed. And let's see now. Let me see where I need to. What comes up next? Let me just let me pause this right here. I have to remember what I was doing now. I have trouble remembering what I did 5 minutes ago. But anyway, what I want to do is, okay, I have not installed any of the GPSD or chrony on my i7 right here. And so what I wanted to do was just do a directory on that dev on the devices. And let me get over here to my, let's see here now. I believe it's this one. And I wanted to just do a, did I go past it? Yeah, just do a listing on the devices right here. And see right here, I don't have anything plugged in, so I kind of want to take a note of what the directory looks like before I even plug anything in. Yeah, note our devices. Now if I plug in a receiver, and I've got let's see here now. See, I've got one of these cheap mouse receivers, GPS receivers, and I'll plug it in. I'll plug it into the i7 right here. All right. Now if I go back again over here and to do my list devices, and it should show up over there. Yeah, there it is right there. See right there? That ACM 0 right there. And let me get to my notes here. You can do the D-message, and of course I'm going to have to do the sudo message right here. D-message, sudo D-message. And we should show the, yeah, here, see the USB device. There's that U-Box receiver, GPS receiver, TTY ACM 0. And that's kind of shows you, yeah. So it comes up, and let's just do a long listing to show the owners and the groups. And I should have a, oops, I went past it. Did I get past it? Oh, there it is. That's what I want to do right here. And if I kind of scroll up a little bit, see, here it is right here. And the owner is root, and the group is dial out, the dial out group. You can't stat that thing. If you, I think that's another way to look at it, and I think I've got it. Stat that device, and it'll show the owner right there, user ID, and the group is dial out. Now there's a whole bunch of these Unix commands. Yeah, the owners and the groups. Let me just, now if you've never seen those Debian system groups before, and also, I mean, those Unix, these Linux, they'll be similar, but they're kind of, you should be like for Arch Linux, it's root and UUCP instead of root and dial out. So let me just kind of show you that Debian system groups right here. You kind of just scroll down a little bit. Now these are groups that come with the system, and if you kind of just scroll down. There it is, dial out. And that's the dial out group. And that's in the Debian wiki page. Let's see, let me get back to my notes. That's probably, if you got Arch Linux, it'll probably be something similar. And now there's different ways. I mean, there's a number of ways to look at the details. I'm going to start with LSUSB and just add the options and show you how the what the detail is. So yeah, LSUSB, and there's our uBlocks receiver. If we add another option on there, T-T, we get a little more information. And see, here's that 12 megabit thing that I was talking about, and there's 480 up there. I think that's the parent, but the device is 12. And if we go a little bit more, add another option, TV, LSU TV, it gives a little more detail. And then if you want to really see the details, it's the very verbose. See right here, LSUSB VV, very verbose. And it's got, there's got lots of stuff here. Yes, there's device IDs, all that stuff right here. So I kind of wanted to bring that to your attention. Now, UDEF, I wanted to bring this to your attention. Now, we'll use UDEF later on in the project, so I wanted to bring this to your attention. The UDEF info attribute walk, it looks similar to the very verbose output right here. The attribute walk, and we're going to walk that TTY ACM0, and it's kind of similar information here from the very verbose option. Then it kind of goes on. So I kind of wanted to bring this to your attention. Let's stop that. And then there's I showed the Wikipedia page before. It's 12. This is what that thing. Let's see. It's the speed. Full speed is 12 megabits. Now, I want to bring this one to your attention, that the UDEF info query. See, that one was the attribute walk, but we need the query. Let me kind of just show you what I'm talking about. This one right here, see the info query all. Now I wanted to bring you, see this is a little bit different format, and I wanted to bring this to your attention. There's an E out here, an E colon right here. Now, this variation of that command, E is for export, and those fields, let me bring this up. See, those fields are available for the UDEF rules. So later on, all of these fields with the E in there, they get exported. So you're able to grab onto those things when you write a UDEF rule. So if you wanted to look at the vendor ID, model ID, if you saw something that you wanted to grab onto with those UDEF rules, E exports those attributes out there. I wonder what I was doing here. I think we probably pretty much covered that. Yeah, put a pseudo in there. Groups. Let's see now. Groups. So yeah, groups. Now for my project, we'll be writing C code to process those messages. So it will be really useful to add a user to those to that dial out group right there. Let's see now. Let me kind of show you what I'm talking about. I've got let me see where I'm at right here. This one right here. See, this is that directory. This is my directory where I'm writing all my C code, and I want to read those the GPS receiver, and I get several different things I'm working on right here. And what I did, I said I made me an example program right here that I wanted to run for just this video. And let me just kind of show you. See, I've got a program that I've written, and I've added that user to the dial-out group, and now I can read the messages coming off that receiver. And I think I've got it. It runs for just a few, maybe about a minute or so. Yeah. And I went ahead and zeroed out the lat and lon there for display purposes. Let me see now. Let me get back to my notes. Oops, my cursor is stuck. Hold on just a minute. Oh, man, my cursor was stuck there from. And I think that's it. So if you wanted to add a user to the dial-out group, so we can, later on in our project, we can write our C code. Yeah, you have to log off and then log back on, and then it takes effect. And I think that's the end. That's what I was wanting to show. I just wanted to show you before we even get started, I just kind of wanted to show the different ways of connecting a GPS to those computers. And this one is my main project right here. And maybe later on we may be able to try some of these other things, but that's what I wanted to show on this video. And let me just get back up here to show you where we're going. Oops. This is where we're going. We're fixing to start writing some C code, and we'll just give my guidelines on C for the next video. All right, so thank you for watching. See you next time.